Alright, so here I've got a little bit of a track that I've made using just samples from the sample pack. Let's just kind of run through a little bit of the stuff that's going on here. So firstly, got just a little kick sample. And then a snare. And I've done a little bit of stuff to this snare. So let's take a look at the original sample. I just kind of want to show you some kind of what you can do, how you can use the samples by themselves, but also what can be done to them to make them a bit more interesting as well. So if we start with a snare, that's the original snare. These are all the samples, obviously, in here. This was a snare. That was that one. So I've just pitched it up a little bit in the sampler, and then I've got a bit of filter and shaper on there. And then I stuck some pitch envelope. It's got a bit of a long release, this kind of verby sound to it. And in the pitch envelope, I've upped it by 12. And then I've increased the attack a little bit, and then elongated the sustain, and most importantly, added quite a long release. So it's going to kind of rise up in pitch after 180 milliseconds. So I play without and then with. And then I've added a sine oscillator up the coarseness. Could do some spread. That'd be good as well. Compressed it. And then I got some reverb. I've just upped the pre-delay a lot, so this is it. So yeah, immediately got quite a lot going on from that snare. Then I've got a hat loop that I've taken from up here, hat loop 04. And I've set the warp mode to beats, put it on preserving the transients, and then I've set it to basically the envelope follows the transients here. So this is up with maximum transients, with maximum sustain, and then you can bring this down. And I've saturated it and EQ'd it. Some erosion. And then I've put this echo on, which has just got very, very short times on it. In time instead of sync. And so with that, you can kind of got this kind of flanged effect. And then pan. Sidechain it to the kick. Then I got a clap that just comes on the fourth hit of the snare. So it's just like a snare, it's a clap with some kind of like verby, flangey vibe on it. Then after that, I took a bass stab sound, which sounds like... Whoops. What's going on? It's got some filter. There we are. That's what it sounded like originally. So that's bass stab that's in the pack. And then got some filter on it. Take it down. And then pitch envelope, just giving it kind of a bit more punch on the attack. And then added a bit more oscillator into this as well, which gives it that kind of top-endy, bitey electro vibe. Sidechain to the kick as well. And then I used MDD Snake, which is a sequencer, a random sequence generator, to generate a sequence and then made sure that it was staying in the key of D. So let's just have a listen to the sequence that I generated for it. And in the sequence generator, you can also map a random sequence to a parameter elsewhere, so I mapped that to the frequency of the filter. And then I bounced that down into audio that you can hear here, just so for ease here. So I'll turn off, it won't make any noise while I've got the sequencer off. Then we'll move over to hearing it with just the audio. I just stuck a little EQ on there, boost the lows, scoop out some of those low mids, and then a little bit more clarity. Yeah, got a kind of funky little vibe going on over here. After that, I got this wormhole acid sample that is from my track Pull Through the Wormhole, and didn't have to do too much of that. I just changed the transposition down one so that it would fit in the key, because it sounds like this normally. I wanted it down there. So that's in the clip, that's in envelopes, the envelope section, and then in the clip, transposition. So you can listen to that together. Funking it up. Then got some texture in here, which sounds like this. Solo it. So I've put this on warp and put it on the texture function as well. That's what it sounds like normally. But I've just given it some kind of granular vibes. And a couple of these notes here. Funking along, then I got some synth taps here, which I think I just haven't done too much to this loop, but you can have a listen to them. Then I stuck a bunch of reverb on there. Stuff you can do with that. And then I took this bell loop here, which, so this is the original sound. And I stuck that into into Simpler. There we are. And then I used up the slice mode in here. So it cuts it up into all different slices according to transient. And then I stuck the snake back on there, made another little random sequence with it, and I set the custom mapping to the transposition, so it would just go absolutely mental. And yeah, have a listen to this. So we've got, these are the notes, these are the CC maps for the notes, gates, velocities, and then yeah, the custom one, so it's just going nuts on the transposition, but you can set the kind of parameters of how big or small it'll randomly generate, and then you can move these around as well. But yeah, ended up with, yeah, from going from this to, and I recorded that in to audio over here, and then I stuck a saturator and some chorus on it, and ended up with this. And with the rest of the track, I'll just do a little build into it. Yeah, that's yeah, just everything in here was made using samples from the pack, and there's, you know, 300 of these in there, so quite a lot to make your way through. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of something that could be done with them, and how you can kind of mess around with them a bit once you got them into your DAW. So yeah, hope you enjoy using them. See ya.